Yo, what's up, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today. And today, the New York Jets have traded for Harrison Phillips, defensive tackle from the Minnesota Vikings, who has started every single game for the Minnesota Vikings in his tenure with them. In the last 3 seasons, has started 17 games in each of the last 3 seasons. So this year was one of his best years in Minnesota. The last 2 years were his best years. First year was okay, but not as good as the last 2 years have been. This year, 2 sacks, 56 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and he had 4 passes defense, which is his most as a Minnesota Viking. Only had 3 in his first 2 seasons. He had 1 forced fumble, which was his first forced fumble as a Viking. He also had a fumble recovery as well this year. 2023, though, was the most tackles he had in a season, though, for Minnesota. 92 tackles and 2 tackles for loss with 3 sacks and 2 passes defense in the 2023 season for Minnesota. I think this is a solid addition for the Jets. I think Aaron Glenn is a great defensive coach, and right now, where I think they have it a little bit more stronger in the secondary than they do the defensive line. But today they made 2 really solid additions with Juwan, I think it's Briggs, from the Cleveland Browns, who was a draft pick in 2024, and then adding in Harrison Phillips, who's a really good run stopper, and a veteran, solid veteran. So I think today the Jets made 2 solid additions to their secondary. To their defensive line, especially the defensive tackle position, and so I don't mind the additions the Jets made today, and I thought that it wasn't at a terrible cost. They got back a 7th-round pick in 2026 with Phillips and gave up two 6th-round picks in the next 2 years, in 2026 and 2027. So you give up 2 sixes and you get back Phillips, who's been good in the last 2 years, and then you also get a 7th-round pick with him. So, I think this is a solid trade for the Jets, and we'll see how this trade ends up being for the Minnesota Vikings. You guys let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section, though, and peace out.